Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Crowdsurfing. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Mike Felicio.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Z Garcia.
All right, well, we're back. We have seen
The light?
at least one of our projects today, I think, over the past week. Maybe?
What?
Like in person? What are you talking about?
At Dice Tower West.
Which
I
one?
saw all of these, I think, at Dice Tower West.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, no.
There must have been a fever.
Some of these were being demoed there, I think,
Yeah.
at different
I
places.
don't remember any of them.
All of these were being.
Huh.
I don't.
Tell me which one it was when we get there. Or right now.
My eyes roll off prototypes, so I don't know.
Also said I don't
I'm
think I
trying to
looked
think
at
of which
any
one
of
you're
them.
talking about.
I'm not
know,
talking
right?
about anyone in particular.
Except
I'm
for the
just-
one that you happened to see. You were talking about one.
I just think that some of them were there.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay, none of them were there, folks.
So?
Anyway,
It's
this-
a pretty good week, I will say that.
It is.
I think I don't know, there's a few games in here that I'm happy with. At least,
Yeah. It's not a garbage week, but there's
there's like 5 solid things.
Yes.
That's
5?
more than
Right.
the average.
Yeah.
that's your okay. So
5. I'm going to say 5. What are
Okay.
you thinking, Mike?
I've already forgotten how many I thought.
How
were
many are
decent.
you
Probably about 4 to 5. You're right. I
And
think
then
you're
what's your beef? All of these were at Dice Tower West.
Well, there's 550 items we're looking at today.
no, we're not looking at that many, folks.
Here's what we're going to do before we start the episode. Folks, we are sponsored by Backerkit. In fact, our Kickstarter, very soon, within a few weeks, we're going to be launching our own pledge manager on Backerkit. But Backerkit also has their own projects. We're going to spotlight one each week. Here's this week's. All right, folks, our Backerkit project of the week is Sentinels of the Multiverse, the Desperation expansion. So this is a new expansion for the definitive version of Sentinels of the Multiverse. So this is the newest version that just came out. You can get everything here in the definitive edition, the original game, plus the Rook City expansion, or you can get just this new expansion, and there's many different add-ons that you can add. Now, they haven't revealed everything. They're revealing some of the stuff as time goes by, but this is going to have more heroes, more villains, and more of the different terrains that you can play in. Here's one of the new heroes, the Chrono Ranger, who can put bounties on different characters. Another hero is Parse, an archer who can reveal multiple cards. One of the villains is La Capitan. Another villain, Misinformation. And then, of course, Silver Gulch. This is one of the different kinds of environments that you will run into. So they'll be revealing more of these over the course of this project, which again is the expansion Sentinels of the Multiverse Desperation. All right, let's take a look at our different projects we have this week. Starting with a game that's not that new, actually, but an expansion. Ancient Terrible Things Reawakened.
So it's a relaunch, it's not an expansion.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, I thought it
It's
was a
the
reprint.
exact same game?
It's a reprint. It's a reworking.
It's a reprint, okay,
It's
yeah.
a reworking. It's a 2.0 of Ancient Terrible Things. So I've never played Ancient Terrible Things. I do like this company, and I tend to like the stuff they do. But a game I do like, called Conja, from the same company, is a spin-off of this, or it's like, inspired by whatever they, however BG tags things, re-implemented. That's what they say.
Oh, re-implemented.
Re-implemented by Conja. So Ancient Terrible Things was sort of like Conja, and now they're reprinting Ancient Terrible Things here. And I like this theme better. Again, I never played the original one, but I like this theme better. It's kind of Cthulhu-esque. Dice rolling.
Adjacent, yeah.
Well,
what about that?
I have played the game.
You played the original printing of this.
I did. It doesn't look as good as it, but one thing about this company is they have very distinct art.
They do.
Like, you don't look at their art and think, oh, that's like everyone else. This is very different Cthulhu-esque.
This is the company that does Deadeye, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that
I
is
like
very
that game a lot.
distinct. Yeah.
I almost would compare this to Elder Signs a bit. Man, I want this Riverboat Dice
I
Tower.
know, right? Did you see there's
so
a light-up dice tower, too?
What?
Was that actually legit, or was it just in the video?
It's legit.
Is that a player aid on the dice tower as well?
I think it is. Yeah, it's a little bit of a
Because
dice thing.
dice don't go all the way that way, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I really like the look of this. Again, in
Right
many
there, look at
ways,
that glow
it
in the
does.
hold. Yes, baby!
Old. Is it battery operated?
Why would you want lights in the Dice Tower?
Because it's
I
shining
want
from the windows. It looks like a
in the
ship.
dice tower.
But it doesn't shine through the bottom.
The
How
better
so?
question
How's
is,
it
why
block
wouldn't
it?
you want lights in your dice tower?
I want lights on the bottom where the dice need it to be red.
No.
Yeah, that is funny
No,
that it's
no.
dark where you're actually reading the dice.
This looks very cool.
Thank you for your common sense.
Cargo.
Some of which is being lacked here.
That's some unusual cargo.
Damon in the mist.
All right. Yeah, I like the look of this a lot.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little Jim Carrey there. I like it a lot.
All right. Jumping over to
going
something I
on.
know you guys
Okay.
are excited about.
Dumb and
Hack
Dumber?
and slash games.
Oh, I'm counting the good-looking ones, by the way, so far.
One. Hold on, second finger. Watch it now, because
Don't show us like a figure.
No, this apparently this is a newer game. Like this is something that was released recently. How come I've never heard of it?
I never heard of it either, but if you hadn't said it's a newer game, I'd say, oh, this is a reprint of a 70s game.
Looks like an old Steve Jackson game.
It's
Yeah.
actually new.
Oh.
Apparently, it's like I think it was. What did they say? The first one was.
Hack and slash.
It's on the second
2.
printing, and that is
Yeah.
Hack and Slash 2.
Well, look, 36 created. You can look and see when the other one was.
No, that takes
Right?
a lot of work.
That's
It said right up at the very
research.
beginning that it came out at a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
But we say this, and there is a market for these games.
Oh,
was gonna say,
absolutely. Yeah. I'm
100%.
not.
It's not
Obviously,
I'm not that market.
again,
but-
everything I say, you should add, in my opinion, if I didn't say it.
How about gelatinous?
No, that doesn't make sense. This looks
Okay.
terrible. Gelatinous? No. This looks terrible, in my opinion. That's better.
What did you think when you saw this at Dice Tower West?
Oh,
It
it's
was
right
there.
there. At the, okay.
This was there.
Random fun dinner. Yeah. Look, I mean, Steve Jackson Games is going for a very particular thing. There are a lot of people that like it. Nobody, here in particular. You like some older Steve Jackson games.
I like
but
a few.
Not a lot.
I don't think I would like this one, actually.
Why not, Tom?
Is it
Oh,
the
'cause it looks
hacking or the
terrible.
slashing?
There's
There
that.
it is.
There's
In your
that.
opinion, of course.
No, it's objective fact.
Oh, jeez. That's a mistake.
The modular gaming table by Wyrmwood. Realize as we talk about this gaming table, we're sponsored by All Play and not Wyrmwood, but we still will look at this. They're one of the most well-known, actually, they're probably the most well-known of the fancy tables in the U.S. Because both
Yeah.
Rathskeller's
Okay.
and what's the other one?
Geek and Son? I don't
Geek and Son,
know.
they UK and Greece and UK respectively.
Okay.
These are kind of like the high end, the luxe.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and-
Like you're definitely your highest tier kind of tables.
Yep.
They're making almost $2 million. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing to me that there's
Look at all that
still that
cheese.
large of a market. You know what I mean?
That's
For-
true,
Right,
right? Yeah, I guess
What
we keep
about that?
making new gamers who
Yeah.
need tables. Because
Yeah.
once you get one of these,
They should last
you're done.
for
Like,
years.
you don't
Yeah.
not getting another one.
Like
Right.
ever.
Right.
I think so.
Like
yes.
maybe you replace the mat, or something like that, and, but you don't
Yeah.
get another table.
This is an heirloom. This
Yeah.
is for the rest of your life.
Right.
I like the hexagon shape. I haven't really seen that very much.
The hexagonal one?
Yeah.
It's mostly a card table usually, right? You think
Sure,
of that
sure,
more
yeah.
a card table, yeah.
I dig it. That's a cool looking one.
I like that they do countertop height. I love countertop height tables. And if you get a countertop height gaming table, oh my gosh, that's like
So
We
if it's
did- well,
countertop
bucket
height, does that mean that you'd be...
because I sit stand a lot.
Oh,
and
Yes, but you sit stand.
right, you're going
Yes.
to make the other people stand around your table?
No, they're going to sit in
For
the chair.
a 3-hour game
There's
gonna
a
get-
chair.
what kind
They
of chair?
sit.
of King of
A
Tokyo?
countertop height chair. What are you talking about?
You're going to get bar stools? Everyone's sitting in bar stools?
I mean, that's the countertop height chairs. You've seen this.
I need
no,
a back.
Don't, no, you know
Don't
what?
give me a
You
bar
guys
stool. I
know,
need a
you're
back.
just
If I'm gonna
being
sit,
No, no,
I
no,
need
no.
a back.
contrarian
Look,
right now.
I like when I go out to eat at McDonald's. Some
on your,
high-
when I
on your
splurge,
fancy nights,
some
yeah.
high-flute place where they have those high tables. I always sit at them. I'm like, I can swing my legs, but I don't want to do that to game.
No, they have things for your feet on, like feet rest on.
rest.
Thank you. They have like feet rest.
I feel like it.
They
I
have
feel
a
like it
foot
wouldn't
rest
be
on it.
comfortable. I want to be comfortable when I'm gaming.
You are. I mean, it's just like
Counters
sitting in a
are good for
chair.
working
It's
and-
sitting on a chair, and you have a thing that you put your feet on. But then, wait, I've been sitting for an hour. I want to stand. You stand. Everyone else can stay seating. I'm so mad. I can't even talk right now.
No, when
get
you're
the-
sitting in a normal chair, I can put my feet like this. You can't do that in a long chair.
I want to get a 3/4
You
height
do
table
that
and
when you're
have
playing a
kneelers
game and
all the way
trying to
around.
reach out
Everyone
here?
kneels around the
Sometimes I
table.
like to be able to move around in my chair. And
You can still move around in your chair. You just have to have your feet on the footrest.
I don't think countertop
I think they're
is
amazing.
good for gaming. I think they're great tables.
They're enemies of gaming. Number one, countertop height tables.
No. So my gaming group back up in Baltimore when I lived there, she had a countertop height table, and so it wasn't a gaming table, but I loved it. I love that height of tables.
I'm still stuck on we I can swing my legs.
Yeah. How tall are these chairs? Because you're a tall guy.
You're like
I
8'3".
Sometimes you just want to wee. I can swing my legs. No, I'm not
I
sorry
can
about
just
that.
imagine you going wee with your little legs.
I've done it, and they're not little.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that this
Wyrmwood's
is
probably
fantastic.
appreciated. I'm
sure they
I
are,
want
yeah,
a countertop height
Choose your height.
gaming table.
Counter.
For solo gaming,
You're not invited, so don't worry about it.
Wow.
like I ever
You
was.
can stay at home with your feet on the floor.
Yeah, wow, what a
What a slam.
Yeah.
You just got burnt.
Take that.
Would you like some aloe for that burn?
I think it looks good. This is a fantastic looking table with a bunch of little accoutrements, which are pretty neat.
Yeah.
All right. This next one is the second relaunching of this project.
Thought so, right?
Very confused by how many
am
times
too.
they've had to go at this.
Well, the first one was going to fund, but it wasn't going to reach their real funding goal or whatever. You know how that nonsense goes.
Right.
So they relaunched it.
Oh, okay.
They were showing this off at PAX.
Okay.
So I went by and stopped. So this is Lords of Vegas, where they have turned a terrible cover into a much better one.
Yeah, it's not a bad cover.
I wouldn't say this cover's amazing, but the first cover's
Yeah, no, that one's
Not good.
a terrible cover.
This one's
The
nice.
board is so busy.
That's a lot going on there.
Well, they've thrown pieces all over that board.
Yeah, unfortunately, they took the board, which already is not the cleanest, to be fair. But then they have literally a mess of components on the board. It'll look nothing like this while you're playing.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not a good idea to advertise the board filled with crap on it. I don't get that.
But even in the video where he's explaining like all the different actions you can take and the tiles on top of tiles with dice in them, that kind of, it's just like so quickly, even without the components thrown on, there's so much going on already, and then the different layers of the cardboard and the dice and that kind of stuff. I think it's going to end up looking that busy regardless.
No, I played the original game.
Really?
It's not. Because there's only one die on, and then there's a surrounding thing. You're just looking at that color that surrounds it and then the color of the dice. I really do like this game, though. I'm very much looking forward to this. I like that they have these alternate boards that are coming with it.
The two expansions, or
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one's a long board with double-sided, and the other is a normal-sided board. I believe it's this one here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a decent game. I like the game.
And each one has some special rules, too. Now, I do think the game is, where is it? If you want to get just the game,
Combo
the new
platter.
base game,
Then they have-
$65.
But they have a table also? They also sell a table?
What?
Table for $6. Maybe they lowered the price because the last time they ran it, I remember thinking it was kind of expensive. At least they've changed anything because they've run the Kickstarter for this originally, where they were like, it's the same thing, we're just printing it. Remember?
Yeah.
And they made that super uber deluxe wooden one.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
This one looks better. Again, it doesn't look great, but I really like this game.
It's an upgrade.
That was the look of the original right there,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
Anyway. No, that's good. And this is a game that's solid, like you said. Many people have
That's
probably...
that super expensive one,
Oh,
yeah.
Many people have probably not played it, so it'll find a new audience, which is good.
Well, 9 people can get this super awesome
How many
set.
people bought it so far?
What do you think? Before I get there.
Say two. Yep.
Nope, they're all gone.
All
9.
gone.
All
I'm gonna say
9 of them.
I'm going to go ahead and say 10.
Me and
say,
Z both backed it. You didn't get in it.
All 9 were at Dice Tower West.
All right.
I'm still wanting to know
The
which one.
soda pop collection. So this.
I saw cans at Dice Tower West.
So this
Peeps Pepsi. This
is a bunch. This is an interesting project.
Yeah, and this is kind of what Thunderworks has done similar things, or no, Thunder Griff has done similar things like this before, where they had that Matchbox collection, which were all small soloable games. They were also some multiplayer. This is only, from what I can tell, only two-player games,
right.
abstracts, that they're putting in these soda cans, and then you can put all the soda cans in the fridge.
Really?
Is it a gimmick? 100%. Are the games good? That's where it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the Matchbox ones, I still can't tell you specifically because the rules were so terrible.
I can tell you they're terrible or bad
Yeah.
or okay.
Yeah,
and one might be decent.
I'm supposed to be getting new rules, so I'd like to try them again. I really would, because there were a couple of them that I thought were at least had some potential. This, I don't know. I just don't know.
I think it's adorable.
I love the packaging.
I really
I
like
really
the
do.
packaging. I think it's
I
gimmicky,
really
but I
do.
think it's something unique and different different, and no, I really like the look, and I think it's very unique. Looking at the individual gameplays, and I watch the videos for each one, I'm like, I don't think any of them are. I mean, they're two-player abstract.
See, the thing is that Z is acting very like, meh, but I have a feeling like these designs are like kind of like the types of things you normally like.
I might like the games. I'm not saying I don't. I don't know anything about these games.
You don't like the product, the way it's all done.
They've already done a bunch of games in one go and bombed it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's not a good look. And B, I don't get the can motif. These have nothing to do with sodas. Like, I don't get it.
One of them has the tops, the soda, which is
as a
actually
piece,
not too
right?
bad.
Which is like, they're like, okay, well, we got to do something.
We got to make sure it's not too abstract.
Like, if a game comes in a pyramid, you're like, this is a stupid packaging, but it's about Egypt, I'm like, okay, sure. I just don't understand cat stacking, and it comes in a can or whatever these are about. They're abstract. They have nothing to do with sodas. I don't get it.
What about that Get Salty one? I'm really interested in that
Get Salty comes in a thing. It's about snacks. Great. Okay. I mean, again, I think it's stupid packaging, but I get it.
I gotta say,
I really don't understand the sodas.
I don't know. I love their look and graphic design.
Don't you think though that the packaging came first?
Oh, 100%.
Even you would have to admit that. They might have made the first game and said,
sure.
What if it came in a soda pop can? Or like, what if we made 4 soda pop
Make
cans?
a 4-pack. Let's make a 6-pack.
I think they probably kind of have this kind of marketing plan. It's like, okay, we want to have a set of 2-player abstracts. We want to have these types of games, and what can be the hook? The packaging hook.
Yeah.
Well, it's doing very well, though not as well as some of their past things have done, but still 2,000 backers. Come on, it's doing great.
But I could see, on your little calyx or whatever, little calyx, haha. But on your calyx, these set up there that just kind of to break up aesthetically, and I think they're adorable. Again, gameplay, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't. To me, the biggest issue is that I don't tend to play 2-player abstracts very much. Right. So this is not like the type of game that I tend to gravitate towards.
They're also not even like the cans aren't named like real drinks. And I don't mean like Coca-Cola. You can't do that. I mean like one of them is called Light Seeker. One of them for Genesis. They don't sound like drinks either. You know what I mean?
Sound like IPAs to you?
You think they're going for a beer motif?
I'm kind of joking because they're calling it the Soda Pop Collection. You're right.
Right.
That's
I'm just saying that it's the IPAs that have those weird names. You're right. These sodas don't.
That would work if they were maybe named like sodas.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like they went for it a little bit.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. They didn't go all out.
Yeah.
Cloud 9, a game of wonderful things.
This one confused me. Because it's all about building a tableau of things that bring you joy, as they say, right? And that you really like. But then a lot of the mechanisms are like, take that and steal from somebody. And so it's like, wait, is it fostering positive feelings or is it stabbing?
I want to know the answer to this question.
Yeah.
How much does your perfect weighted blanket weigh?
12 pounds.
Think so?
I know so.
How do you happen to know that off the top of your head?
Because I used to have a 14-pound and it was too heavy, and then my 10-pound one that my son uses is too light, and so I got a 12-pound one.
Tiffany had a weighted blanket.
How much was it?
I don't know, because I would always throw the thing off of me because I called it her workout blanket. It was like I felt like I was having a workout every time I had to move this thing off of me. It's like
14 pounds.
I don't want a blanket filled with BBs. I mean, I understand that a lot of people like it, but I was very uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
When you go to a hotel and you get in, do you like being tucked in?
No.
Oh, no.
Does anybody like that?
My wife does. I hate
What?
it.
Gotta untuck.
No.
She does.
I like immediately undo the bed.
When we're at a hotel, half of our bed is tucked in very neatly, and the other half is free.
No.
And that's only if
What
she gets
happens
to the bed before me.
one
Otherwise,
What happens if you have to get out quickly? No.
Other bed.
You can't do that.
No tuck.
for purposes of escaping,
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
buildings do still catch on fire,
then you're safe underneath that blanket.
Not unless you have a weighted blanket, then you're fine.
Some people really like that
some
burrito
people
thing.
like the
So this is basically the idea here was, things that bring people conversation and make them happy. It's a conversation game.
Sure, it works.
It's like one of those where you flip a card and you're like, let's talk, everybody. Let's share and talk, and we can hold hands and have a discussion.
But that's what it's purporting to be, though. You know?
That once it got to the obvious point of, as far as that idea can take you, which is, in my opinion, not very far.
Yeah.
And mechanisms were needed. Unfortunately, the mechanisms they went with were steal a card from in front of someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
which is the only one I saw, in fact, which was a mechanism. Everything else is really not a mechanism. It was just a discussion topic. And I thought the same thing you thought, where I went, you had an idea for a game, sans mechanisms, and then when you got to that point, you thought, take that,
Sure,
steal,
why not?
reverse, switch hands, that stuff, that same stuff that basically every game that you find at a local Walgreens has.
Right.
That's too bad, because those two things don't really mix, I think.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think that, again, the idea, I was very behind. All these
Yeah, I
things,
like the
building
idea
your
behind
perfect tableau of your perfect day or whatever, I think there's a lot of good roots here. I just, like you said, I don't like where they went with the mechanisms in this, for me personally. Didn't quite fit that thing.
I kind of like the look of the cover, too.
I as well,
Glad I spent it with you. Sorry. You said perfect day. Sorry. Go
At least
ahead.
you were listening, that's good. What's next?
Lovely day.
The season, love and drama in the Regency era. So with the
Not
popularity,
obsession.
None.
Not
I'd say-
obsession.
So with the popularity of Obsession and the popularity of whatever that Bridgerton and
You've
other
never heard of
shows are.
Bridgerton?
No?
Because I haven't either. I thought maybe you had.
Isn't Bridgerton like Downton Abbey meets The Bachelor? Isn't it like a
Kinda like that. I mean, it's like
soapy or...
No, that's,
Yes,
that's
that's a
Badgerton.
Yeah, Badgerton. Yeah.
These cards definitely do look like Obsession, though, for sure.
Yeah, the whole kind of look has a bit of that to it, I'm sure. But, yeah, I mean, look, I guess it would be hard not to if you're kind of going for a period piece. I mean, it's going to have that look to some extent. But
Well, as a resident
those cards looked a lot like
fan,
Obsession,
Camilla, does this interest you?
I feel bad. This is one that I kept wanting it to interest me because I'm the Regency era. I mean, that's not a thing
so
that I'm necessarily drawn
you are rebuffing
toward.
the suitors? Is
Yeah,
what you're
that I'm
saying?
not necessarily drawn to, but I do really like the game Obsession. I was like, oh, okay, let's see. And it's just one that I kept having to convince myself to keep reading on this. I don't know what it was about it. It just didn't grab me. The different mechanisms you can do was a lot of reading with a lot of small font. A lot of it it looked prototypey, which I guess that's fine. That's what Kickstarter is for. But I
yeah,
have
those
concerns on
cards.
what's right. I have concerns on
look at
what's
that
going
text.
to come of this and the development. It's a lot of reading, a lot of like, you can do this or this or this, or I'm sorry.
No, Jane Austen just makes me laugh.
Oh, okay, yeah. And so it just seemed like a lot of different things you can do, but I didn't get an idea of the full game. And so I don't know if it's just not being well developed, or if it's going to be well developed, or if it's just a poor Kickstarter page, but just something about it. I just could not get into this one.
You know what this reminds me of, actually, now thinking about it, since you're talking about the look? I get the feeling from this game that they're getting away with this kind of look, like Obsession did. It's the same thing as like games that use pixel art for no good reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they're like, pixel art, so it gets to look bad, right?
Yeah.
This feels
Right.
like period piece,
Right.
Yeah.
so it gets to
maybe.
be look like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just seems like how do we get away with a game that where the graphic design is
It's
really,
not up
really
to par,
lame?
right.
I know. Period piece.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. I can see that.
I don't know. I'm not feeling it either. I also, there's a little bit of a roll and write kind of vibe to this.
A little bit.
Filling in a bunch of stuff, circling little hearts and
Right.
ticks and stuff.
And again, after going through the page, I still don't have a really good idea of how it plays. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you can do this, 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 or this. Okay, what's that mean?
yeah.
You know, like how does that actually play out? I don't know. It was,
I wish I'd had a Steve Austin expansion. That'd be great.
Yeah, for me, I'm not big on this theme, so that also isn't
The
helping
theme is
it.
fine with me. I don't care, but
Yeah.
the game doesn't look terribly
Yeah.
interesting to me.
All right. Speaking of roll and write, it's time to rock and write.
rock.
Now, this is strictly a print and play, and you have to supply your own dice.
And your
things
own guitar.
And your own guitar. I like the theme. First off, I mean, we've talked a lot about how we need to see more music themes in
Yeah.
games. So right away, I'm like, okay, at least they're coming at it with a different point of view. You know, the kind of the chords and things along those lines. I don't know that I'm terribly interested in the game.
I'm concerned because I think this is like his second or third one that he pumped out pretty quickly. Like we've covered quite a few of this guy's roll and writes at this point, the print on demand. You know, and again, I'm a huge proponent for that platform. You know, printing that print and play, roll and write, you know, PDF delivery. I like that. but I am concerned. I think it was just maybe 2 months ago we covered the other one, like really, really recent.
I agree. I don't want this to become one of those. Some of these companies do this. Hey, I'll do a game every month. Button Shy does that, right?
Yeah.
And so then Button Shy ends up with some amazing games and a bunch of really mediocre stuff in between.
Right. So I don't know that. I haven't looked too much into it. That'd be my concern with it. It's just like, we just did one of these from him.
Low barrier to entry, so you're not taking a huge risk if the theme is appealing at least. Yeah.
Yeah. It has an interesting. The roll and write part seems pretty boring. Then there's a second part to every round where you're pushing your luck with a regular deck of cards. That seemed okay. It is interesting to me. I watched the video, and it is interesting to me how bad the designer is at explaining his own game. I don't know if you guys watched it.
I did not watch the video.
I watched it. It's like one of the few videos in there, and it sort of just... It jumps around quite a bit.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a very simple game. I kind of get what you're saying.
Right.
But it seems like you're struggling to say what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is your game.
It's funny.
And it's on video. You can just do it again if it was unclear, if you said the wrong word enough times. Just stop and do it again.
Yeah.
It's funny. There are some designers that are very bad at describing their own games.
I agree. I get that. And yeah, it was just not a great teach. It's your own game, and it's incredibly simple from kind of what I'm gathering. So do a clean teach of it.
Right. Do you think having that deck of cards for that second part kind of takes you out of the theme? Because I think I was like,
What theme?
interesting. Well, the whole like building the chords and has this rock look to it and that kind of stuff. I think for me, I was just like, if I then pull out a deck of cards so that, I guess it was I didn't know what mechanism it was, but I knew there was a second part.
Push your luck, yeah.
Push your luck. I feel like that would just... it didn't fit to me. I don't know. I feel like with that specifically, that's one that I would want a custom deck of cards that I would pay for a full game of.
Unless it was just a deck made up only of the Ace of Spades.
There you go.
The Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades.
There you go. It's a little Motorhead for you.
Moving on to the score.
Didn't even get that joke.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I laughed for
Z
you.
got it.
There you go.
This is a storytelling game, right?
Yes, it is.
About
It's
a
like an
heist.
RPG-esque.
Right,
kind of
exactly.
But there's only 18 cards in 18 minutes.
What?
And 6 players.
What?
1 to 6.
$25. 25 bucks.
I'm sorry, that feels overpriced.
Bustin' fit.
It does seem a bit high for what you're getting.
A bit high. It's more than $1 a card, Mike.
I don't pay more than $1 a card for anything. Okay?
Yeah, it seems high.
I don't know.
You don't think it looks great, Tom?
I dislike everything about this.
Really? Everything?
I do.
Wow.
All of it?
Tom,
What about the Back for More expansion?
Yeah.
When
how do
I'm
you
up
feel
to
about
25 cards, how much does that cost?
Another $40.
that? The item. The briefcase, which is not an item.
$24. I don't know. Storytelling games are already very, very
They're not my
fragile
cup of
when you
tea.
get to them. 18 cards? What are people saying? Really fast and snappy to play. Oh my word, you're stealing my stuff. It wasn't me.
Quick, simple.
Quick, simple turns.
What did you call it?
Quick, snappy turns.
Quick, snappy turns.
Give me a crocodile sandwich and make it snappy.
Quick turns.
We're going to get it.
It gave me so much inspiration.
QST, quick, snappy turns.
Okay.
Yeah, good luck.
Alphabetical order.
Quick snap turns.
Good luck with that, Tom.
That doesn't flow as well.
Rapid stat dice.
Okay.
Is it too hard for you to roll 3 6-sided dice?
It's 4.
Not only that, is it can you
Three, sometimes four,
waste 24 seconds when you can do it in 4? I don't understand this at all.
Isn't that how it works? You roll 4
And you drop the
D6s,
lowest.
and you drop the lowest, and
Only
that's
if
what you rolled, right?
It depends what version you're playing. It used to be just 3.
Well, now it's 4, old man.
Nothing. Now it's one.
This
That's
page
this,
was just
right?
full
No,
of
it's 2.
Ah.
That's the thing. This isn't even that much better.
This page threw me off because it was all just a bunch of math equations. And I was like, I'm out.
Look at this.
I want
Look at this
nothing-
bell
look at-
curve, though. Mike, huh? Don't you love it?
There's a
It rolls almost the same. Those numbers are almost the same. It's
I
ridiculous.
know, but that's what he's saying. They are saying, hey, look,
You can
it's
do
almost the same, but you only have to roll 1 die.
Right.
Maybe 2.
So instead of 24 seconds, it'll take you 4 seconds.
How does it take 24 seconds to roll 4 D6s and drop the lowest?
You have to roll them each individually.
No, you don't! I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, let's see. He's going to
we
show the thing there.
Okay.
Drops him.
Okay.
He
which
goes
is the
1.
lowest? 1.
Now 3
Wait, no,
plus
3
6
plus
is 9.
6. Okay.
Plus 5, 14.
Oh, I got to roll them
You have to
again.
re-roll them.
Oh. Huh?
Oh, wait,
What's
but
going
you're not
on?
getting a die. Like, you're getting 1 die, though. He wants you to buy this many? Also, how do you know which stat goes into what if you don't do them one at a time?
The
I
thing
feel
is,
like
he
maybe
wants it.
this isn't meant for us, and we don't understand what we're
No, I understand this. I love
Tom
stats.
gets it.
Okay,
Tom
all
gets
right.
it.
I'll speak for myself.
Tom, explain this to me like I'm a moron.
Hypothetically, of course.
Okay, see, let me tell you about this.
Okay, tell me.
No, it's rolling instead of. He just redistributed these stats across these dice. Do I want these dice? Yes, because they're different type of dice. But it's more fun to roll 4 and drop the lowest. It feels good.
I just don't understand this.
Just
You
remember
actually
we're playing
don't
an
get
RPG
it,
this
or you're
year.
being facetious?
No, I don't understand why this is a big deal. Like,
It's not.
I agree with that part. Okay, I get it. He replicated the bell curve on a
Right.
single die with the very high highs and the low lows relegated to a secondary die that you only need to deal with when the star comes up.
The thing
I
is-
get all of that. You're not saving that much time.
That's
I'm
what I'm saying. He's
sorry.
calling it rapid. It's like you're saving 20 seconds.
He's generating stats, but on the one side of that, he showed that video side by side. Yeah, on the one side, you're replicating the stats in order. On the other one, you rolled a bunch of dice at the same time. How do I know which one's the first one? That's cheating.
You normally get to choose where they go.
No, you don't normally get to choose where they go.
Well-
It all depends on the system. Every system's different.
Every system is different. If
Here's
I've
what we
learned
do.
anything
I'm gonna let you
today,
just pick your stats when we play the RPG.
let's go. That's even faster. 12, 27, 32.
27.
Can I use these dice in that 18-card storytelling game?
Oh, yes. Let's do that.
I'm in.
The Ace of Spades.
Tether.
This looks interesting to me.
couldn't figure
was
this out. I'm
interesting.
sorry.
This
But
was really
that's-
interesting.
Yeah. So it's a team game, right?
Okay,
Or
yeah.
a two-player
Or
game.
2-player, right.
Okay.
And I think that it depends on which, what you're looking at, what you see. And they're mirrored. So an 18 or an 81, depending on which side of the table you're sitting on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're trying to play, I think, consecutive runs, right?
I don't know if it's consecutive or if it just has to be like in order. Like it doesn't have to be 15, 16, 17.
No?
It has to like
Okay.
15, 18, right? Or either way,
I thought it was
don't know.
consecutive, but anyway.
It might be.
I don't know. I just think this is an interesting idea anyway, and,
Yeah.
and it's not like every other game I've seen. And so that
I think so,
and I
Mike,
like
because
the
look,
look of it.
there's a 6 next to 16.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be
Okay, so
consecutive.
it does have
but
to
look,
be-
25, 26, 27. Huh.
But then playing the other way because the
Oh,
other
it's 60,
character.
61, Tom. See, that's why it's not 616. It's 60, 61.
All right, let me ask you this. What do you think of the name of the company?
How to steam broccoli? I'm not a big fan of broccoli. But,
You don't like broccoli?
nah.
Right?
Keep
I
your
love
trees
broccoli.
out of my plate. It's unique, right? It's a unique.
So shrimp and broccoli is right out.
Gross.
I love how you almost said, how's it stream broccoli
Yeah,
though?
Yeah, how to
stream
stream
I like that a lot
That's
better.
good.
That's a good one, yeah.
Hopefully, if they ever start an app branch, they'll call it How to
Oh.
Stream Broccoli. Huh? Guys, you can have that one for free.
I like the art in this too quite a bit.
I think the art is great. Yeah,
This guy
Dimitri
here,
really knows
Dimitri?
what's up from Pixel Die. Yeah, Dimitri's good at what he does.
It gives me a feeling of Norman Rockwell / Dutrait mixed together.
Maybe, yeah, I can see that. I can see
Trey
that.
Rockwell.
Anyway, I don't know. I just
Vincent
think
Rockwell.
it's an intriguing
Or Norman
idea.
Dutrait.
I did too. I as well, Mike. I thought it was interesting and definitely one that I would want to try. So yeah.
Yeah, I hope this is good. It looks
Oh, it's
really
Eric
good.
Hibbler that does the art, not Dimitri. And that name sounds real familiar. What has Eric Hibbler done?
This game.
No.
artist.
I'm familiar with that.
All right, what's his name?
Eric Hibbler?
All right, what's a game that's... We're not gonna... These aren't gonna be anyone's pick of the week, right?
No.
Yeah. No, we're good. You can.
My Father's Work?
Trekking through history.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, John Corbett.
Yeah, I knew I recognized.
Oh, Terra Below. This guy's great.
Yeah, he's got good art.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I do like this art. Yeah. Okay, that's one of my 5 now.
There you go.
Good.
All right. Hellbringer.
The Ace of Spades.
Inspired by Diablo. I love that.
Wow.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
This is a solo-only game, I think.
So you should like it.
And no.
This is for people who have a hard time. You need bright lights to play this game.
Mark's for
Right,
sure
that's
having
like-
our chat with Broccoli. I just want you to be aware
But you need
of
a
that.
dark soul.
Broccoli is good for you, Mike. And steamed broccoli is really good.
Steaming it was bad.
If I'm going to eat broccoli, it's
Doesn't
probably going to be...
steaming the broccoli get rid of the good?
No, boiling broccoli gets rid of the good
does.
stuff. It also makes it taste terrible.
If I'm
Yeah, it
going to eat
does.
broccoli, I actually prefer it raw. I like it better than cooked.
I don't like it even
Really?
washed.
In a salad, like I can handle it in a
Okay,
salad or
it's
something
like
if it's
real
raw.
small.
I like
Interesting.
picking
You
up
might
from
like
a tree
steamed
and eating
broccoli.
I might. I've
I'm
had
not
steamed
sure if
broccoli
broccoli
in
is
Chinese
right,
food and
but-
such. I just don't
I
love
like
it.
that.
No, steamed broccoli is not in Chinese food.
Sure it is. And
That's
stir
an
fries
apple.
and such.
That's
Oh,
fried
that's
broccoli,
what I
not
had.
steamed broccoli.
good.
They look alike.
Anyway,
Yep.
this game is not interesting to me.
At all.
Not
for
even
me.
a little
No.
I'm there with you. I'm not feeling it.
So
I mean,
generic. This is generic hell.
I was gonna,
Generic hell.
I was gonna say,
Hilaria.
I found like nothing original through the video, through the, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. It's just, again, it's like dark without any. There's nothing behind it.
Right.
No.
It's just like, okay, the game doesn't look
Oh,
interesting.
there
You went
go.
for the hellish
There's the
look.
soundtrack
But
again. You see, with my top 5 things I'm tired of.
you don't want the soundtrack?
I
It's
don't
probably-
want the
I
soundtrack to
bet it's some
hell the
good
game.
MIDI files
Hell.
in there, boy.
What's it going to be? It's just going to be like
Sorry.
Milli Vanilli or, you know,
It's not.
I don't know.
Make sure you put your commas in the right spots there. All right. D-Day dice reinforcements. No, we have not looped around a decade ago.
I know,
In
right?
Kickstarter. You would think,
That was one of the earliest Kickstarters, wasn't it?
This is one of the ones that
D-Day
didn't
dice?
deliver, isn't it? Also?
well, the first one delivered.
Yeah.
So D-Day Dice is from a company, oh, what's the name of the company now that just went bust? I'm sorry, they didn't go bust. They just stole people's money. They made a lot of money, but up front was the
Yes, that's right.
up front. But also with D-Day Dice, you were able to buy, their brilliant idea was D-Day Dice for life. You could pay a huge amount of money and you would have D-Day Dice for the rest of your life. Those people lost out slightly.
A little bit.
How to scam broccoli.
Yeah.
But this company picked it up now, Word Forge. Although it looks like they got the rights
Looks
for
like they bought
it.
the art too. Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
Now I played D-Day Dice, and it's a fine little solo dice game.
it's 1 to 2 players, I believe.
Yeah, I think you can't play a co-op. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Who's that seal of approval from? It ain't from me. I never played it.
I don't
Probably Street.
probably
in the comments.
Street. Yeah. I didn't review
Blame
it,
Street.
but I don't know. I don't know who would have played this and reviewed it. It may have been a contributor, but I'm over it.
I wish they made it look nicer, though. That's
Yeah.
all. I mean, the dice look nice. I've seen these dice in person.
Yeah.
But the logo and stuff, I think I would have redid it just to show that I'm a different company.
I feel like it just looks like a war game.
Hi, Chrissy.
And
Get
that's
well
not
soon.
what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's a war game. It's
Yes.
not. It's not. It's a dice. You know. So anyway, I think that it does confuse me.
It's just wild that they're kickstarting D-Day Dice.
It is.
Anyway, yeah, I'm sure again this is not making a new audience. I'm pretty sure.
Right, that's
if
true.
you're into
Yeah.
D-Day Dice, you can back this, and it's doing very well. I just don't think with this campaign
Yeah.
you're making new fans. I think.
No, but
maybe
yeah.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Valley Games was the name of the company. That's right. Valley Games.
Right.
Oh, I remember Valley Games. They had some Knizias on there, Mike.
Did they? Valley Games?
Yeah.
Oh, they did the Municipium, right?
Municipium, yeah.
Is that what you pronounce
Some
it?
people apparently, I would say Municipium, but some people said...
That was Valley Games? Municipium?
I think it's Municipium, but
Oh, you
That's
say
how- that's how I've
Municipium. I say
I've
Municipium.
seen it wanting them pronounce... I don't know.
Anyway.
Speaking of,
Kuiperium?
yes, Kuiperium. So that's a pretty
It's a,
interesting, huh?
It's a cool story, like for sure. I saw the video here, and they're...
It's only like a 40-minute game, a 2-player 40-minute game. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like a 2-player 40-minute game.
I think,
does it?
am I thinking of the right one? Is this the one where they're like...
The rovers that you put the people in, right?
Yeah,
Am I thinking
and
of
they're
that
like,
one?
oh, they discovered a new element, which is this element.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
looks
no, I'm
cool,
thinking
man.
From the Kuiper belt or whatever.
I'm not,
I think
I
of the
think the
other
graphic
game.
design's a little lacking,
A little bit.
but the game itself looks fun.
Yeah,
It looks
neat.
like that game that was rethemed Among the Stars, maybe? That was
Sort
Doesn't it have a little bit of
of.
that look to it, where you're putting cards next to each other and kind of trying to match stuff up a
Yeah, I
little
guess
bit?
so. That's kind of like a Seven Wonders sort of game. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Look, every card you play will create a worker placement location only your opponent can use.
I thought that was interesting because you're trying to play something, to help
it's
you
an
and build your tableau, but in doing that, you're giving powerful actions to your opponent. And so I think that was an interesting balance.
I agree. I think that sounds fun, actually.
It might be good even.
It could be. Is this one of your 5, Z?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it half.
Okay.
2 halves
Oh,
make
that's
a
how he
whole.
gets 5.
Yeah, right.
Got
I'm
it.
up to 2.5. No, this looks interesting. I did like the
Yeah.
look of this one. There's another sci-fi game coming up, which I think looks a little more robust than this.
That's
the one that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's the one I
and
thought
that's
this
going to
was,
get
yeah.
one of my
That's
points.
definitely
One and a
gonna get
half?
mine points.
No, it's going to get just
one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Point
All right.
8 maybe.
DVG Flying Tigers. The Flying Tigers were a semi-non-official not rogue, but like a semi-non-official element of the U.S. Air Force. Pilots went and trained the Chinese to fight against Japan in World War II. It's a great story, led by Chenault.
It's a real story.
It is.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
And also, this looks like every other one of these games, but I'm sure that's a different historical background,
if
which I
you're
just said.
If you're a DVG fan, you're all over this.
And they deliver.
Yes. Yep.
So 33 created.
Yep. They're very consistent.
Get it. The Last Summit board game, which I believe is Trey Parker's favorite game.
No, I think you're a little bit off there.
There's a different summit.
That is a different summit.
This is a weird theme. I started watching. They were like, okay, so it's a post-apocalyptic world. Humanity is scattered. Things are looking, messed up. And so we're going to come together for the final, what might end up being the final political gathering.
Yes!
Like, oh, I'm there.
Yep,
We have survived some sort of, I'm assuming, nuclear, cataclysmic event. So the way that we're going to figure this out, and the way this game wants to tackle it, is one more summit.
Right.
One more summit.
That's a great idea.
I thought that was weird. It's
is
a
odd.
political game. Really, I'm not sure I understand the necessity for it to be set in an apocalyptic world.
What's your thought about it being set in a tube?
I hate it so much, I will not back it
What
based
about
on that
if,
alone.
Yeah, but what about if, right, you put a lid on it that makes it look like
Like
a
a
can.
soda can.
Then
Yep.
suddenly you're okay again. Hypocrite! Someone's not invited to the last summit.
That's different because this has an actual map that has to be rolled up. And
How about a really long can?
It comes in a
Like
tube.
a monster, an extra one of those fancy monsters.
Plus,
there
we
you go,
think it looks
that's
awesome.
right.
It doesn't.
It's the most calyxable tube you've ever seen, Todd.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Can't get it out.
Look,
without,
it's
like,
great. You
taking
can see it
everything
in the
out.
back there behind Better Games.
I'm good as home.
Actually, hold on. I might need to take that back.
Yeah.
Illusion's a good game.
Illusion's
Ludi
good.
Tama's fine.
Good time.
Fluttering Souls, maybe?
Yeah, Fluttering Souls is a good
Yeah,
game.
yeah, okay.
I don't know how Adam's Family got in there. It doesn't match.
Da-da-da.
Yeah, okay, so this looks a little bit like a social deduction game.
But it's
some back
not
and forth,
really, right?
well, voting like
It's like a puzzle, right? You're trying
I
to
just
get
think it
all
looks-
the markers into the middle section specifically,
Yeah.
unless there's one outstanding, then whoever has that one outstanding that didn't come, whoever has most influence there wins. So that potential traitor, kind of element.
Yeah, they do the whole. There's no traitor card. You can just be a traitor in your heart.
your
Was their
heart.
thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, if you made this game and you're watching this video, I'm not backing it based on how it looks. I don't like the art. I don't like that tube, most of all. And it looks cheap. It just looks like a print-on-demand almost type game.
I hate the art that's
It does
on that
look kind
rule
of
up there. It looks
unfinished, I
terrible,
think.
but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe there's a cool game here.
Maybe.
But the looks are that big of a deal in this one for me.
I don't get
And
putting
again-
a game in a tube when it has cards. I mean, I don't want a game in a tube 9 out of 10 times, maybe more than that. But the point being, if it has cards, And it's like a big part of your game is cards, and as you can see from that picture, it's mostly cards and a board. It doesn't belong in a tube.
Yeah, you got to drop them down the middle, and it's a pain in the
Belongs
neck.
And
in
then
a
getting them
museum.
out, and they go everywhere. Yeah.
Belongs in a receptacle.
Some sort of...
All right, back to
Gosh,
expansions. This is an expansion for Sauria. Now, Sauria has shown up here at the Dice Tower, but we have not played it yet.
You like
not.
it? You like
No.
it?
You know why we haven't played it?
Why?
Because it looks like hot garbage.
Well,
Okay.
my goodness.
Okay.
Does it come in a tube?
It's awful. It looks so bad. Legally distinct, of course, from Jurassic Park.
We covered Sauria on Crowdsurfing, and I don't think we had a whole lot good to say.
Well, one of us might have backed it because one of us had hope.
That's why it's here.
You
You're
really
the
like
reason?
dinosaurs, though.
I really do.
yeah.
Have you played it?
Well, obviously,
He likes
that would be
dinosaurs.
anti-ugly.
Because
but
you
you've
could
never
play
let
it
that
on your
stop
own.
you
You had
before.
opportunities to play it, and you have not sought
you've never let
out
that
such
stop you.
opportunities.
You've never let that stop you before. You foist garbage on people all the time.
Voiced garbage.
You're a garbage foister.
Guilty.
I love that so much.
Anyway, there's the expansion.
Okay, go back and let me see his artwork.
Oh, it's such
Go,
garbage.
wait, hold on.
Such garbage.
Huh. Is that John Malkovich?
That's Sam Neill, right?
Yeah, but played by John Malkovich?
Right.
That's a young John Malkovich.
It does look like a young John Malkovich.
Also, is that
Those
what we
are
tried to
dinosaurs.
grab? A baby dinosaur? Mm-hmm. But she's going to miss.
Definitely.
Her eyesight's off a little there.
Yeah. Yeah, her depth perception is off. I don't like it.
I'm going to try. Well, here's the thing, though. I'll say this. The game backed. People bought it. You guys said it looks awful and everything.
Yeah.
But 490 people must want the expansion.
I
So
guess
it's
so.
a decent game.
I mean, it's not even about the way it physically looks. I mean, we've taken it out. We kind of looked at the rule book and we're like, never mind. So it's like, yeah,
I have
we
not
haven't
done
even
that.
tabled it.
You guys
'cause
are
we
really
looked
bringing
at
it down.
It said it has something about shrinky dinks.
You know what? I bet you're going to love it, Tom.
Okay.
I'm confused as to the name of the expansion, though. It's Sauria is the name of the game.
This is
Claw of Sauria. Not Sauria, Claw expansion.
No.
It's Claw of Sauria.
Sauria.
Yeah.
Sounds like a terrible soup. Claw of Sauria. Ugh, I can't even.
Our next Kickstarter
Sauria, yep.
may have the record for most previews done.
I have been hearing about this game for a while. Just everywhere it seems
It's
to be.
Been everywhere.
Yes.
Now, that being said, there's I think I counted 18 previews and like 8 rules.
They've
Yeah.
been at a lot of conventions with this already.
I spent a lot of time at PAX looking at this because it looks good and those magnetic buildings really attract me.
Okay, I get it. It's
No,
a joke, right? Magnetic.
that's not
Attract
that's
you.
a Chris thing.
Yeah.
I also like the artwork. I like the theme.
That
It
took me
almost
way
has a
too long.
Blood Rage-esque
Maybe,
style
yeah.
game. I think this game looks amazing.
I think it looks like a good Euro game.
I'm afraid it looks like a kitchen sink game. That's my
That
only
was
concern.
my concern right there. I really like the upgrading your board and, the action selection, but it also seems like, but it also does this, or does this, and does that. It felt kitchen sinky.
I'm sorry, and I know it's stupid, but I absolutely detest the name.
An Age Contrived. Yeah, it's not great. I will say this. My
do like the
worry
look of
here.
It's a good name. What are you talking about?
My
Tell me what that
concern.
means.
Really, we're going to go down that route?
Yes, contrived means what? How can an age be contrived?
Because that's they're contriving the things that are in that age. To the whole point, every age is contrived. Someone has made it up. You historians are the cause of half the ages.
Historians simply record things. They don't try to place them under any prism. If they are, then they're not a good historian.
Well, they are historians because they all do it, Mike.
I know it's impossible not to. I don't know. I
I'm
just
going to
don't
go ahead and take a nap real quick
I
while you
know.
two figure this out, okay? A nap contrived.
Guys,
a sleep contrived. The minis look good.
yeah, but
the,
these
the
things
art
where
looks good.
you put them in there, and he showed me this mechanism where they snap out. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was so cool.
Okay.
So I will say this. You guys are saying it looks like a kitchen sink game. I don't disagree with you. A bigger concern that's even more specifically about that for me is I read a designer diary on this, and like we've said, this has been being talked about for a while, so this was months ago. I read this thing, and if I remember correctly, the write-up was largely, this game inspired me, and this game inspired me.
That's
and then I
fine.
took something from this one, and I took something from this game
That's
also.
okay.
Yeah, but that does sometimes lead to a kitchen sink feeling where you like a lot of things, which is wonderful, and you're inspired by them, which is wonderful, and then too many things end up in the same game.
I don't
That's a
care.
possibility.
Ark Nova's like that, and Ark Nova's amazing.
Ark Nova's a piece of trash, I hate to tell you, okay? Why don't you go play Earth instead?
This is too expensive to hit over your head.
I'm just saying, Ark Nova is yesterday's toast.
I will say,
Soggy and disgusting.
some people whose games I do like and whose opinions I have tended to agree with seem pretty excited about this.
Yes.
So,
I mean, yeah, this is definitely one that I think. I really feel like it's going to go one or the other. I'm
Yeah.
really going to dislike it, or I'm really going to like it. It's not going to be very gray.
Yeah,
you know what I
no.
mean? And that's what I kind of, as I was going through, I was like, it could be really kitchen sink, or it could come together. Because like Earth, for example, the designer of that designer
Yeah.
diary as well, and he talks about all the ones that inspired him and what he pulled from everywhere.
Oh,
And I
he
think,
did?
He did. And I think
Earth is trash.
And I think it came together very smoothly, because it's okay to pull from other games if you kind of refine them and make it work within the game system you're creating. Is that what this did, or was it just like, and this mechanism, and magnetics, ooh, more gadgets, you know? And I don't know. I feel like it's going to be black or white.
I want you
when
all to
play.
mark this moment down next year, because I'm going to guess that Mike is going to really love this
I might love it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I hope I
I'm
do.
saying this because this
I-
looks a lot like your favorite game.
It does have some.
True, you like that. What's it called? That garbage. What's that game
I don't
you
think
like?
this looks that much like Dwellings of Elder Vale.
That's
but-
the one. That's the garbage game. Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Mike.
I have really high hopes for this.
I have hopes.
I think it looks fantastic, and I saw it in person. It looked really good, and that was a prototype.
Well, look, you know more
Yeah.
about it than I do, so I all I've got to go from is this. So I hope
have-
that it's good.
High hopes, but concerns. That's where I am.
I'm just going to be. I'll be cautiously optimistic. How about that?
All right.
But Mike, you should.
Now this one.
This is the one.
Can
I
the
was,
moon
this is
save
the one I was thinking of
mankind?
earlier.
So here's the thing. This, to me, I don't love space themes. Sorry, Roy. I don't love space themes. But I like this publisher a lot.
Yes, you do. You do.
Yep.
Like, I don't know that there's a game they've put out that I haven't liked yet.
Yeah, they have a pretty good track record.
So I am very interested in this.
I really like the idea of your not just worker placement, but
Yeah,
you're crafting
crafting.
your worker.
Yeah, it's
you know,
neat. It's a
like
neat
your
idea.
different colors can do certain actions, or you can specialize them even further to get double actions and stuff like that. And then that becomes one whole worker going to a space
Yep.
where you get to choose how to allocate. I really like that. It's like crafting your worker for worker placement. I think that sounds really, really interesting.
Yeah. I think this looks really
Good
good.
logo,
Yeah.
good art.
Yes.
Good price.
I'm also very pumped about this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
This looks good. I love the theme here. I think it's interesting that I've never thought of it before, but this game posits this idea that in the future, whenever we need to leave the planet, we'll need to do so in massive ships, right, is the idea.
Right.
And that it would be very, very hard to exit the atmosphere in a particularly large ship from Earth.
Right.
So it really makes sense if, again, in some distant future we need to do it like a mass exodus from the planet,
Right.
that we would do so from the moon.
Right.
Like get people to the moon, build the ship there,
Yep.
and leave from the moon.
Right. Like a staging area.
That's such a neat idea. I loved that. I loved that was the theme here. I'm like, wow. Again, I don't know that's going to come
And
across.
What else
Johannes
is Goopy
Goopy,
done?
Yeah.
Orichalcum he did with Bruno Catala. I gave that a 9. There was another card game I think I played of him.
And Coimbra is a great illustrator.
Great illustrator. Did Outlive, which was the first Love Tajou game I played that I loved.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, Rainforest he did. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, very cool. This looks great.
Yeah.
All right. Quest Kids Giant Adventure.
Tom?
Well, this one, yes, I did play this with my son. It is literally, I shouldn't say it's literally like Quest Kids. There are some changes. I think Quest Kids is one of the best kids games I've ever played with kids. It's just so much fun. You're flipping tiles, fighting treasures, and if you fight monsters, and then if you need help, someone else helps you, but they get rewarded for helping you by getting kind kid cards. This is the same thing, except the tiles are the size of my head. Where you can see them here in this
They're
picture.
larger than your head, right?
Well, I hope your head's not that big.
Thank you for the very nice comments.
You were just fishing for
You should have said as square as my head. That would have been.
So yeah, we would have backed you up on that one.
I'm sorry, Tom. Everybody's being so mean to you.
There's a lot of that happening today. This looks cool. It's definitely going to be a not for everyone type project.
What do you think inspired them to do this?
I don't know.
Have a guess.
I know
No,
you're
you're
going
gonna say money, but I don't think it's money. I don't think it's money either.
Yes.
Pick me, my lord.
I don't think it's that.
No, because to me it's like it seems like such a niche. Like how many people are backing it?
519.
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
More
but
than
you know what?
Plaza Sauria.
Well,
My son, when
I'm
he
sorry
saw
about that.
this idea,
Yeah.
it like blew his mind. I'm the playing piece.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's a
To go
neat,
around?
It's a
Oh, I think
neat
so.
idea. Just I'm surprised that it has this wide of an appeal.
You know what it sounds like? It seems like a perfect rainy day activity for kids.
Yeah.
You know, or like inside if you're up in the Northeast or Midwest, just like that, where it gets really cold. You know, just one of those things. I think
Yeah.
this is. As soon as I heard about this, I was like, oh, my son would absolutely be interested in this.
It's a neat idea.
You know, whether it's playing in the backyard or if it's rainy day, something like that. But just life-size games.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are these things plastic?
Tom will have to answer.
No,
I
it
didn't
said
see
cardboard.
Yeah, but it's thick cardboard. I don't know. We were standing on them. I don't remember them getting destroyed by
it.
that.
You like on the carpet, you stood on them and they didn't like bend.
Yeah, they didn't.
Outside might be a stretch. Though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, well, I mean, it depends how wet it is. But I think if it's
Yeah,
not
of
wet,
course.
you're fine. On the
Interesting.
grass. You know, this makes me think a long time ago when I played that stupid game, The Floor is Lava.
Yeah.
And you had to put boards in the floor. We were
Right,
standing on them, and the kids, we all wanted to like the game, but it was hot
Yeah,
trash.
the game was terrible,
It was
but
lava trash. You played that one too?
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You should have
was
watched my
awful.
review.
Yeah, no. It was awful.
This
Your
is kind of what I
review
wanted that to be.
was
Yeah, I heard that too. Anyway, the original game is great, and I like this one too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh, that's it for board games.
That's it.
My goodness.
All right, we're gonna hear from someone, and we'll be right back. And that someone is Mark.
Broccoli.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we just have a couple games to look at, so let's get to it. And first up we have an Age Contrived, where you take on the role of a god, where you'll be putting your will or your power into the world. You have a player board where you're either programming your next moves, which everyone can see, or you're basically flinging your power into the world to build monuments and all kinds of other things. Now, the thing with flinging is that there's a deluxe version of the game that allows you to actually fling your will or your power into the world. And you're putting these on the different buildings, and what's cool is that they have these metal brackets from below the board that come up where you can put and attach all the pieces of the building magnetically to construct these 3D buildings. Really, really well done. And next up we have Lore. This is a fantasy adventure. You're on quests. You might get companions, relics, and work on building up your stats through the course of the game. But of course, since it is called Lore, don't neglect the lore to evolve the story and find new types of benefits to help out your character. Now, you can share lore with other players, or you can discover it on your own to get maximum points. So there's tons of different ways to get points in this game. Really, really interesting, and it is just simply a beautiful game. Lore also uses a day and night cycle. So depending on what time of day it is will determine a lot of events and things that are happening throughout the course of the game. As well as when you go into duels with monsters, you'll have to be aware that they get bonuses if it's their time of day. But you also get bonuses if it's your time of day. Lots of ways to upgrade your character and board and go into those fights. Really interesting. And so for my pick of the week, you know, it's super hard to decide here because both these games play really uniquely and are simply, again, beautiful. But I'm gonna give it up for the Age Contrived. It is quickly rising the charts on BGG, and it is gaining in popularity very fast. So the fact that you get to do all this 3D buildings on the board and you flicking your power, your will into the world, some of the things I found really neat, but even beyond that, just the board itself and all the artwork, fantastic. All right, folks, if either of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please go check out my full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Looking at
What is
That's
this?
a lizard
Dragon.
contrived.
Goat.
It's a lizard contrived. Is what it is.
goat. What do you mean a goat? Tom?
Folks, if you have non-board game things, you don't need to send me, by the way, board game projects.
good
We'll
there.
find those. If you have non-board gaming things, send it to me at tom@dicetower.com. Here we go.
Okay, what do we got?
Wah, wah, wah.
This one's an Indiegogo project.
Indiegogo is still around.
What do you mean by flexible goal?
That means they'll take anything.
That means give us a dollar.
No, a flexible goal means even if they don't reach 3,000, which was the goal there, you still give them money.
What?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what that
No.
means.
that is what that
A
means.
flexible goal means they don't have to hit the
Fine.
amount
We
needed.
want 3,000, but we'll take what we can get.
And they'll
And
still
they'll still
produce,
produce?
or it's
Well,
just
we
more
don't
like,
know.
we'll just
Good
take your
luck.
money.
It's Indiegogo. You can do what you want.
I hate that.
Okay, so this is the ultimate nerd kid toy.
Oh my gosh, I love
Yeah.
this. Do you get to build it yourself? I
Yes,
couldn't.
you do
I
build it
couldn't-
yourself.
Oh my gosh, I want this so
And
bad.
that looks like it's a process too. This does not look like a simple build. If you go down to the bottom, it shows you the laser
no.
cut stuff. It looks like a process.
These are a little
Gosh,
too
this
big to
looks
play
so
with,
cool.
though, don't you think?
Yeah,
No.
probably.
Like that gun's okay. That she has
The
there.
minigun there, the $46
You don't
one.
want that big one that like transforms and shoots.
And it shoots little bullets out
Yeah,
of
but
it
when you're
does.
done with it, where are you going to put it? It's going to take up a lot of room.
Why do you take it off?
You're cooking dinner.
You put it in the shower.
Your son's like, hey, you're like, shut up.
Not today.
You're shooting the shampoo.
No, I think it's just a really cool thing. You just display it. You know, it's a really neat display piece.
I don't
There you
think
go,
it,
right
You
there.
like this, huh?
I love this so
This
much.
looks so
There you go. Put it
stupid.
I
together.
love it. Yes, I
Put it
want to build
together.
this.
I
But
don't
again, I
think-
love building things and,
Yeah.
and fidgeties, and
I don't think
it's
they
so
look
cool.
that cool. I think they look cool, but they also look like a prototype. Like they're not, the wood's not painted or
That's all
anything.
that
I think
wooden
they
stuff always
look
looks
exactly
so
like
dumb.
all those things look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
They
I
don't
think-
look cool.
I don't think
mean,
it looks
they
different than anything.
If it was a, if
looks
you
like a
build the thing, this
sandcrawler.
looks like that spider with the light bulb.
Which I love.
Yeah, and that's okay because it was a
but that
cool
is a light
lamp.
bulb. Yeah, that's
This
different.
looks dumb.
But
This
this
looks like a
shoots
garbage
bullets.
Nerf.
No, you can't build a Nerf gun. I do like
Right,
Nerf
and it's
guns.
already like
But this
done.
is
You just
really
open
cool.
it and shoot
But
fools.
no, but it doesn't transform when you hold it and shoot.
They might make a transforming Nerf.
I do like the idea of like how it kind of
Oh my
does
gosh.
it's like the
The video was terrible. Did you guys watch the video?
I'm getting,
Video was hilarious.
this picture is definitely
I
not
like this.
staged.
No, not at all.
That's real. That is real.
Neither one of them is looking at what they're doing.
No. They're both doing this. So I want you to do this.
I don't think this
And the
is
other
that
two
interesting.
this
look
is-
vaguely constipated.
Vaguely?
All right, hold that thought.
Okay. Well, no, I won't.
Do you like
Jeez,
this?
no.
Okay.
High-tech
what is-
replicas and plush creatures.
I'm not familiar with what Satisfactory is. I think that's the problem. Is that if you knew what this is, what IP is?
I don't know what this is
It's
from.
an open exploration game.
Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
want that thing in your house?
Do you see how I
No.
describe it? Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's a whale, giraffe, penguin thing.
Tick.
You said, right?
It has a tick. Yeah, it's whale,
Oh, it's a tick?
tick,
That's
something,
horrifying.
something. It's like four. They name it with four animals
disgusting
together. It's
looking.
awful.
It belongs
This is-
in Circus Flocati.
It belongs.
Yes. Why would you want this?
You don't. Is it sloth? It's also slothy.
That's a little
What about
cooler.
the fluffy-tailed hog?
That's better than the tick thing.
What about the mechanical pen?
But then we also
Look, a
have
better gun.
guns.
It's also just a
I'd
weird
take
mix
that
of
too.
stuff. Again, which is why I think we need to know what Satisfactory is.
It's a game. But
I don't
otherwise,
get- I don't
lizard
get
doggo.
this mix.
Yeah.
See, it looks like it's from Pokemon.
That's cute.
Got to catch them all.
What's in the cup? I'm confused by that.
Coffee. They also sell coffee.
It's orange.
No, the cup is orange. The contents
Stuff
are
in it.
coffee
the
colored.
juice of the
All right, we only have
lizard
2
tick.
projects left, both based on the same theme.
What's the theme, Tom? Crapping. That's the theme.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They have the gall to put the word antimicrobial on here.
Yeah, it's
toilet.
pleather.
There's not enough
Calm down.
antimicrobials on the planet to make this
No.
okay.
No.
I love how they're like, come on, it's pleather. It's like 10 seconds after you
The
say
worst picture is
antimicrobial.
right here, Tom.
You
The
tell
worst
me that it's...
picture is no, not that. Right there.
Woo.
What?
Jeez.
That's terrible.
They really went for that. Okay.
Buttery soft,
Yeah.
high quality vegan leather.
Vegan. Oh, I'm okay.
Antimicrobial. Yeah, right.
What's vegan leather? Is that not pleather?
It's cows that don't eat meat.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So all cows.
Instant comfort.
Okay, so
That looks like, what's that Instant Comfort logo supposed to be?
Also, yeah.
Come
yeah.
on, dude.
man.
You need
Really?
that lumbar
On the
support
toilet?
when you're doing VR, when you're doing that down the
trying
toilet,
to
and
find-
eting popcorn on the
eating
toilet.
popcorn.
Well,
That's
she's
good.
giving up on
That's a whole
good sick period.
That's just a whole ecosystem going
Okay,
on
so-
right there. I don't
jeez.
know.
Taking out the grossness of it,
Can we though?
do you feel like a toilet seat is that uncomfortable?
So okay, here's the thing. I
Spending a lot
don't
of
think
time on it. Yeah.
they're not selling it as to make it more comfortable to do the dirty.
No.
Well, he says
Poop.
a more comfortable bathroom experience right
No,
there.
they're selling it as. I think I agree with you.
Yeah, they're selling it as, hey, I want to get away from my kids. I need a safe space. Hey, I want this. Let's make it a little more lush. So I don't feel like
Yeah.
I'm sitting on a toilet seat by covering it in leather.
Yeah.
Spa-like toilet.
I don't
Vegan leather.
Vegan leather,
Okay.
which is different. So it's which
Would you
I
put one of
Also-
these on your
Just get a comfy
counter on your
chair.
counter height chairs?
Am
Would
I-
you put one on a counter table? Or your
Also, am I wrong
No,
that there are
yeah.
seats on toilets that are cushiony?
Yeah, but those are like
Oh,
from the
that's
1960s,
different. Oh no,
man.
my grandma
Oh, I
had
forgot
one of
those
those.
existed.
Oh, they were so
Yeah,
gross.
they're also the ones that used to have like the latch hook shag carpet covers on them.
You're
too.
right.
Sure.
And Grandpa would be in there, and it would be all depressed.
And there would be a koozie
really
that went
thin.
over the toilet paper roll. There'd be like a little koozie, like a lace koozie that went over
You're,
it.
you're
those still
describing my
exist, do
grandma's
they?
house right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, this says wow your guests the moment they step.
Yeah, because they're going to be. Wow.
They're
Wow,
like,
you're
wow.
Wait, is that an antimicrobial vegan leather pillow on your toilet? I'll be back in 3 hours. Start dinner without me.
And every time you go to the bathroom,
6
you got to
people
take this
already
thing
love
off,
Potty
flip
Pillow.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want it on there unless you're sitting there
First impressions.
relaxing.
Okay, what is it? Someone who's pregnant now? Maybe that's something
Maybe.
useful for those
Maybe,
people.
sure. Do pregnant people still poop? I'm not sure how it works.
Only on vegan leather.
Thanks for that, Z. All right, but what if you need to go in the woods?
Then you need
Then
the crapper.
introducing
Okay.
the Crapper. How many times did they say the word Crapper in this
my
video?
gosh.
It's like they were trying to go for that name
yeah.
recognition.
Oh,
You know,
for
you
sure,
keep
yeah.
saying it.
Also, there's already things
on.
called this.
Crap off.
This one, I love the fact that the
Crapper.
selling point of this was there's a place to put your bags to like collect
Yeah,
everything.
I know, that's
Reminded me of that-
basically it.
Reminded me of that
Built to
project with the,
last.
How
with the
long
dog
would this take
going
to
in
set
it,
up
you know, like
anyway?
you put it under.
Come on, dog! That's basically a human version
Human
of that.
version is attached to a tree.
like that, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Same thing.
This seems like a ton of work.
This seems like it's missing a vegan leather pillow, is what it seems like.
This
I
seems
know,
like
this
it's
is
very-
not going to be comfortable.
No.
I'm sorry, no. I will not.
I would
Go in
rather
the
that
crapper.
you went somewhere I couldn't see you
Oh, yeah.
than do all this.
Also, I don't know. I feel like there's a part of the puzzle that we're missing here too.
What do you mean? What's missing?
The catcher?
Yeah, I feel
No,
like
you put
No,
a
it has
bag on it.
Oh, to show
you
a bag?
missed that.
Okay.
Oh,
To
yeah.
To show a bag.
I thought it was gonna be like that thing we did the other week where the woman was walking behind the poor
Did I
dog
just
with
make
their
that joke?
telescoping
I'm
rod.
confused.
I know, she just said that. Here's what I don't
did you? I didn't even hear
understand.
that.
She just went through the whole thing.
Okay, well. I
So
was
the
too-
guy, also AI generated artwork.
Yeah, it's definitely
yeah.
not
From Brawny?
the brawny guy. Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Look at the guy's hand. Look at his eyes.
Oh my god.
You're right. That is AI
Clear
generated.
AI artwork.
Look
is
at the moose.
They said
terrifying.
make the brawny man
moose.
real,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was really creepy AI artwork. Anyway, this is also weird. What I don't understand is my man selling the toilet seat, and again, the second half of that equation is like a shopping bag
Yeah.
strapped to the bottom.
That's
Okay.
what's his name? That's the guy
That's
from. What's that guy from? That show. Oh gosh.
Also, AI is
House.
six fingers.
The guy that plays House.
a little bit.
Oh, those
No,
fingers.
that's definitely
Ooh.
him.
Oh, okay, it is
It is.
definitely that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they paid him to do it.
Who's that?
So-
Popeye in the woods?
I cut
So
what I
being
want.
an avid camper growing up, I have pooped in plenty of holes.
Well,
like you dig
check,
your hole,
please.
but the problem is with this here, you're doing it so close to the tree that you have to use the bag thing, and then what do you do with the bag?
Well, the problem
You
is,
take
again,
it
the
back
bag.
to
It's a
your-
literal, like, again, shopping
Right.
bag. That's great for solids. What happens with the rest?
You don't need a thing for the rest, Z. What are you kidding me?
You're in a toilet seat. You're within it.
You're in the forest. The world is your toilet at that point.
Yes, stop.
Explain it to me, Mike.
Look, how do you think trees grow, Z? Human urine. That's how trees grow.
I'm so sorry, everybody. You sent us these projects. Also, this one's in fun.
The Krapper.
I love the Crapper Keeper. Isn't that what the current
Crapper
called? It's called the
I hope they are.
Did you miss that? It was
that's great.
fantastic.
That's honestly the best part. It's really
the
smart.
Crapper
Yeah.
Keeper. I was
You
like,
know?
I like
yes.
that.
Yeah, I only wish it came in bright pink with unicorns. That's the only thing missing.
Let's get focused.
Okay.
All right.
Picks of the week.
Put up the moon, Z, Roy, because I think most of us are picking. I know I am. The moon.
Is anybody not picking the moon?
The
I'm not.
moon.
I also am not.
I
Oh, you're
am
not.
picking the moon.
No, the moon, no.
I struggled. I went back and
You're
forth
on your
between
own.
two. I'm
Enjoy
picking
the
the
moon.
moon as well.
Oh, so it's you
I
and
went back.
Camilla.
Yeah, I went back and forth, but ultimately this one,
This
just
was-
with that building your worker and then placing it out, and it's like you're not just planning that movement. You're planning like so many layers of that worker placement that I'm really, really intrigued by.
I love the fact that this is a project with one pledge level. You're paying a decent price for a game that is going to, according to what they've done in the past, going to deliver.
Yeah.
It looks really good. And again, they've built up trust with me, this publisher. So even a theme I'm not usually that excited about, I'm excited about this game. I think it looks great.
I think it looks really good.
All right, Z, well, what'd you pick then?
I'm taking that Ancient Terrible Things.
Yes, that was my second. And I was like, oh, please.
That's
I
my
hope that-
first.
I was
Okay,
like,
so
I
you're
hope
done
that's it.
talking about the moon now.
Let's bring it to the Crapper.
That's my pick. Hang on.
The Ancient Terrible Things Reawakened, is that what it's called? Reissuing of that game. I'm excited for it. I do like this theme more than that Conja game that I have played from this company, which I liked. But it was about shaman, combat and what have you. This is very cool looking. Have another, again, in there, since they're reissuing one of their first games, if not their first game, then, it's going to be a better developed system, I'm sure. So, yeah, very excited for this.
All right, mine is an Age Contrived. Again, you might say kitchen sink. I don't think that's. I think this looks like it fits together
Some
really
of my
well.
favorite games can be called that, I mean,
Absolutely. When it
it's
works, it
true.
works well.
Right.
It's also a
Right.
concern. Yeah.
Not only do I think I'm going to like this one a lot, I think this is going to be one of the biggest games when it comes out.
I
Very
agree
well
with
could.
that.
The
I'm
amount
just
of-
calling
the
this is
amount
gonna
that
be a
people are
big
talking
game.
about
Oh, yeah,
it.
there's so
I
much
agree.
Almost
buzz with
4,000
it.
people are going to have a copy, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and I think
quite a
it's going to be
bunch.
one of those games that when people play it, they're going to get excited. And I'm telling you, when he showed it to me, I got very interested, and I'm more
Hey.
jaded when people show me
I hope
prototypes.
it's good. I really do.
This is going to be a big hit, I think, yeah. I agree. This is going to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
All right, so
Perfect.
that is Crowdsurfing. Folks, we'll be back tomorrow morning with Board Game Smorgasbord. And then tomorrow
10.
afternoon with our top 10 games. What's the title again?
Top 10 games back from the dead.
Back from the Dead. You're saying we're too much cold of the future? This is the opposite of that. You'll see tomorrow. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell,
I'm Mike DeLisio,
I'm Camilla Claghorn.
I'm Z Garcia.
the Crapper Keeper.
the Crapper.
How I do it.